All praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi or Kakadash.
All right, shalom, brothers and sisters in this truth. I'm your brother, Mr. LJ, coming to you again with headlines from the wicked queendom of Babylon and around the world, and from the scriptures from the King James Version of the Bible. And today I'm going to go into two parts with this lesson here. The first part is going to be about the perplexity that's going to be facing mankind on this earth, in particular the Gentiles. And then I'm going to go into what's going on here with this atmospheric phenomenon called heat wave here that they keep complaining about, and bring some videos and some headlines in regard to those, along with the precepts. All right, so let me start off with the precept first here, and it goes, it's coming from the book of Luke 21, starting with verse 25, and it says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken." And as you can see here, those perplexity. Let's go look at this right now. Okay, so we know right now we're seeing a lot of these blood moons. We're seeing a lot of activities going with the solar flares, and we're seeing a lot of the alignment of the constellations, which for us is a sign of the coming of our King Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, to take down these wicked people. All right, now these nations are going into distress and perplexity because of numerous things that's going on. First of all, these lockdowns cause a lot of economic of impact on these nations. So here's a map that's a global map here that shows the suicide rate for by country in 2021. Okay, and I'll put this inside the in the video in the profile, so that you can go to this and read this for yourself. But you can see here, the more redder it is, the more higher rate those suicide levels are. And if it's purple, these countries tend to be chill, so they're not impacted. So why are man, or when we say man, we're talking about men and women, have perplexity, is because of the fact that everybody's trying to live like Esau. Okay, Esau is a standard around the world on how everybody should be, and that includes education, that includes your economic stance in society, where you at with your job, where you at with any type of social part of life that you're aligned with, whether you can sit down at the table at happy hour and talk about your 401k, or your income, or your big house, or where you've taken a vacation. And so what that creates is a competition around people around the world, where they try to measure their lifestyle to what's going on here in this wicked kingdom, where anything goes. So this is creating that distress. You can see in the U.S. military, suicide is very high amongst the reservists. Why? Because they're a part-time soldier on the weekend once a month, and then for the rest of the time, 28 days, the reality of life is with them. So during this shutdown, guess what? A lot of the weekend warriors lost their jobs. So did they feel suicidal? Of course. But does Esau give a crap? Esau really don't care. They'll talk about it and all that stuff, but they really actually don't care, because they have more than enough money to actually put these soldiers into full-time work, but they don't. Okay, what they do is they give them PowerPoint presentation and think that's going to solve anything. They don't actually get to the root cause of anything. Around the world, this is impacting a lot of the so-called allies, or those countries that really idolize the United States. Among those is a country called Japan, which you all know where sushi comes from, and many other products. But Japan is facing an alarming spike in female suicides. Why are these females committing suicide? First of all, they're single. Two, a lot of them lost their jobs over there in Japan. And you have a country that's that prides himself in being competitive and also achieving. It's a shame if you're nobody. Okay, so you find that this is it has gone up over in those countries. Why? Because in Japan, leaders follow Great Babylon. You go over there, it looks like Great Babylon. They act like Great Babylon. Okay, so that's basically they're going to get the suffering that happens here in Great Babylon. Okay, and the same thing was going on in China right now. They have a thing called China cycle boom, and this is, guess what? They said that there was only one, therapist for every 100,000 Chinese or Moabite. Okay, and why is that the case? Prior to China trying to emulate the United States or Babylon, they didn't have any need for this. Okay, and so when you look at this map right here, Korea and all these nations that are in bed with the United States and trying to idolize and be like them are having very high suicidal rate because that's brought on by these closure and these lockdown. This is similar to us when we were in those slave ships coming over here. We were jumping off those ships. We had a lot of Jays committed suicide during slavery. Why? Because of the harshness of it. Okay, so now they're getting that punishment that we got, which is part of not only a physical a punishment that came from Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi on us to go into slavery, but it's also a mental state that you're in too. Imagine just being at the bottom all the doggone time. It gets on your mind. But today we are not, those of us in the truth, that's not going to impact us. Okay, because we don't measure ourselves with these wicked cave beasts. We measure ourselves on our ability to please Yahawah. Okay, and that's what we live and strive for right now. But the rest of the world doesn't see it like that. So they're pushing this vaccine right now. Johnson & Johnson vaccine shows promising preliminary signs to protect against Delta variant. Well, 2 days ago, I just saw where it didn't do shit. So how the fuck in 2 days, 48 hours, it now is promising this result? Okay? Experts push FDA to fully authorize Pfizer and Moderna COVID vaccines, meaning that they want them now to say, it's great to take it right now. So they're pushing them and say, you know what? You don't need to go through the 10-year trial. Let's just get throw it out there right now so that people can now take it and they can make it mandatory on most of these jobs. Okay, now this is a very interesting piece right here. It says New York inmates offered full conjugal visit and more to get COVID vaccine. It goes on here that they will allow them to do barbecues and all of the other stuff, and that they said only 45% of them have been inoculated so far. So they're looking to actually convince these inmates, which are going to be made up mostly of Jakes, okay, which this is the so-called black and Latinos here in Great Babylon, okay, to go and do this. Now we know what conjugal visit is, and that's getting some ass. Okay, so now your old lady can come inside and you get some ass. So that might be, this is what they're giving to the current ones now who have taken the jab. And so now this is going to be something that, somebody who might be serving a maybe 1 year sentence inside to say, hey, man, maybe I should go and get this too. All right. So this is all pure wickedness that is going on here like that. And this is all those things that are creating that perplexity. And the people are roaring. You've got Israel locked down right now. You've got Italy locked down. You've got London is locked down all over. Australia, they got the same thing going on. And in the U.S. now, they're trying to avoid this lockdown, but we all know that's going to be coming. Okay, and people are now getting tense. Okay, I've gone through many of the lessons where we talk about the people going out there and buying guns because they're in preparation for what is about to happen, which is all hell breaking loose, and they feel like they have to protect themselves. Now let's go into Revelations 16. Starting with verse 8, and it says, and the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun, and power was given unto him to scorch man with fire. And man was scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and ignored their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the power of heaven because of their pains, and their swords repented not of their deeds. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. So we can see here right now these articles that are coming out that are talking about the fact that you've got half the country is facing an apocalyptic summer. Okay, and I'm going to show you a short video that's going to be moving that's going to talk about that, and here's that video right now. Okay, take a look at it. All right, let me play it.
Beginning of the summer. Over the past few years, we've been witnessing extraordinarily freezing temperatures during the winter, ravaging storms, floods, and also exceptionally high temperatures during the summer, catastrophic droughts, and water crises, as well as multiple natural disasters all over the world. As opposed to what our leaders ingenuously believe, simply changing our approach to the environment won't solve crises like these. At this stage, those small green initiatives won't do much to contain nature's rage. We have been destroying entire ecosystems for decades. and now the whole planet is dramatically and irreversibly changing. These extreme weather conditions will persist throughout the rest of the season, and we will probably have new record highs by then.
Now, I'm going to stop right here because, see, Esau likes to go into his little science stuff of that. It's entertaining, but they got the point, the fact that they don't want to give. Again, that's the reason why I said, and they're repentant not of their deeds, because they've been not destroying only the earth, but they've been destroying the people of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, which is us, the Hebrew Israelites, okay? And all 12 tribes of us, they've turned around, they put us into division with these jobs, of course, which they're taking advantage of our people who are already suffering in this prison system, okay, unjustly, okay, and the fact that around the world, people are committing suicide. Well, our concern, and this lesson is not concerned about anybody that's outside of the tribe of Israel. This is about the tribe of Israel, in particular, the hopefully elect, those of us who actually put our faith into Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. So they are scorched with heat, and they are blaspheming right now. What comes along with that great heat? Okay. That is going to be the famine. Okay, there's no food that's going to be going. The water is going to be dried up. Okay, and they are going to feel the pressure of that because the electric bill is going to go up. Okay, those who already are suffering financially right now is going to suffer even more financially. Now let's bring this out here about the vials and the seed of the beast here. These people are in absolute darkness, and that's what you see that video prove, that these people are absolute darkness. Okay, full of darkness. Nobody knows what really is going on. They think faggotry is good. Okay, they think homosexual parade is great. Pride Month is great. Okay, let's do this Black Lives Matter crap here, but let's attach it to homosexuality. That's great. Okay, calling us black instead of calling us by our righteous name, which is the Israelites. Okay, and spilling all these lies. So these people are full of darkness. Now you have a few of these Edomites that are stepping up and saying, "Hey, you know what? We've been given lies, man. We are wicked as hell." Okay, and that is great that they're acknowledging that, because they're now going to accept the truth is you're going to go into 1,000 years of slavery, and then you're going to be put to death afterward. So that's great that you're awakening to the fact that you are the wicked. All right, and they gnaw their tongues in pain and blaspheme the power of heaven because of the pains in their souls, repent not of their deeds. Of course, you have a lot of pains, financial pain. Okay, there's going to be physical pain because this man wants to keep continuously putting that poison into your body. Okay, whether you want it or not, and he's going to use your weakness to get that stuff. Why is it that they're not pointing a gun at you to do it? Because they can't. Okay, the devil has to get you to commit to him willingly. All right, and how much you love this world is the reason why you would commit willingly to them. That's the reason why they can't do that. If they step up to try to do it, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will step in and put their ass down. All right, now let's take a look at the world. A great Euphrates river dried up, making way for the kings. What is a river? A river usually have opposing forces on each side. Okay, so all a river is basically that is basically Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi holding back World War III and not allowing it to go on. Right now there's all this tension that's going on, and you can see with all the headlines here. You can read these headlines yourself. U.S. and Japan conduct war games amid rising China-Taiwan tensions. And on and on with these headlines here. You had a general that came out today and talked about the fact that China has these 100 new missile silos. These China's 100 missile silos. You can see it here. Okay, and so you can see right here where they're showing China right now is building more than 100 new missile silos. Okay, and this is to these are those ICBMs. Okay, these are those ICBMs. Okay, so Putin is stepping up. That's the meat. Okay, from the east. You look at the global map. Okay, they're coming from both sides of America on around this globe here. Okay, and so this protection that America has had, the way it has never experienced any sorrow and haven't had any blood shed, is about to get that. Okay, so right now, this is how this judgment is moving through right now, and this is a good thing for us to see. This is a very good thing for us. We are now staying up with the times, and that's what you brothers and sisters need to do. You always look at the times that we are in, okay? The times that we are in. Measure the time, okay? And we're getting close to that time to where we are going to be delivered out of this wicked queendom. So we need to stay faithful and true to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay? And with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders, the great millstone, and the brothers putting this truth out every day, and to you brothers out there putting out daily, and sisters watching, Shalom.